Okay, so next thing I want to talk to you guys a little bit about is I want to talk to you a little bit about business and social media and recruiting and kind of I'm going to give you kind of a morph of a bunch of it. And then I'm going to give you some goals that corporate gave us and what we're going to do in an exciting way, and maybe some extra things that I'm going to throw in so that hopefully we hit our goals. And please excuse my absolutely disastrous, messy desk today. I'm kind of all over the place, but so here's some tips. If you want to grab a piece of paper and write these down, these would be good tips and things for you to pay attention to and kind of work on. Really good tips and tricks, actually. So as you're building your business and you're doing things in a social media kind of avenue, right? One of the big things that you can do for your business is answer real questions. So ask actual questions like, you know, who finds it challenging to cook in the heat? I don't know, like that's kind of maybe a vague question. Maybe, and then problem solve out loud. We have products that problem solve out loud, but not everybody asks the question. But if you ask the question for people and then problem solve out loud, people love to see problem solve. They also love to tell you about their problems. So if you ask the questions, like, what is the most challenging thing you have found with the, like, not necessarily with a Tupperware product, with something in life that you know we have a solution to? What is the most challenging fruit that you've ever kept in your refrigerator? Like, what goes bad the fastest? I don't know, like, just come up with real life solutions to actual problems and talk about them. Oh, you could make a whole TikTok on a cucumber that quit, that's a quitter. You could be appropriate or you could be inappropriate. It's your choice. But you could have fun with the fact that cucumbers get, you know, wimpy, right? Not hefty. And so you can, if you caught that reference, you understand my life. Anyway, the point is that you're solving a problem. People don't want wimpy cucumbers. They don't want cilantro that goes black. You, like, nobody wants a quitter, right? So you could have a whole bunch of fun. I feel like I need Katie Williams right now, because I bet she's going to have this whole big TikTok now of like hefty, wimpy, and it's going to be a cucumber and it's going to be so good. Anyway, but it's a different story. Anyway, now I want to see this TikTok. Now I'm kind of excited to see this TikTok. Sorry, squirrel brain. Anyway, so answer real questions that people actually have and then solve them, right? Have fun with it. So that's one tip, right? As you're thinking about social media, people have a tendency to just preach sales. Like, oh, this is on sale. Oh, this is on sale. There's like ink all over me all of a sudden, and I don't know why. I was like, in the reflection, like, why does it look like I have a tattoo there? I'm like, oh, squirrel, sorry. I don't know where this ink is coming from. So solve real problems. This is a thing, right? Second, find the right posting frequency. So find a rhythm, get in a rhythm, right? Too much, too little. Consistency is actually what matters more than anything. Consistent behavior, like people follow what they think is fun. Become an influencer of your brand, right? Become an influencer of you, but make it not just about Tupperware, make it about life. Tupperware happens to be part of your life, and it shows itself by when you answer real life questions and you solve problems and whatever. But not only, don't just scream sales at people. People want to buy. It's like, I love to buy, hate to be sold, right? Make me want what you have really bad. Make me ask the question. Another word for that is attraction marketing. If people are attracted to it, then make them ask the question, hey, what is that thing you're using? Hey, what, you know, how do I get that? What is that thing, right? Instead of just, oh my God, you need this on top of, do you see the difference? Like, it's not the same, and it definitely makes people want what you have. Let's see. Next is create conversations with users. Have a conversation. People are going to say some obnoxious things, like super obnoxious. Find it in your heart of hearts not to answer back in the same obnoxious manner that they use with you. So I walked into a party once, and I was getting ready to demo Modular Mates, and I have this little like fake, I don't have it in here right now, it's in the garage, but like it's a crate. Like I bought a plastic crate that's like a fake cupboard, and I carried it into parties and I set it down. And first thing this girl says, I have those things. I hate them. Those are horrible. And I was like, oh Lord, here we go. Like, you're one of those. I'm so excited, right? And I turned to her, looked at her, I go, oh my gosh. I think that I said, wait until after I do my demo, and then let's have a discussion about the ones you have, and let's see if we can't solve your problems. But I said, I love and appreciate that you hate them. Let me do my demo, and then we'll talk about it. I want to talk about it. So I didn't tell her, I didn't turn around and be like, so why are you here? Because that's what I wanted to say. Like, we're at a Tupperware party, FYI, and that's Tupperware. So why are you talking? Like, shut your pie hole, right? But that's what I wanted to say. Like, but I was like, you know what? Let's talk about it, right? We finish the demo. She stops and she goes, oh, I don't hate those containers. I have squares and ovals, and they're a mess because I can't find anything. Everything's in front or behind. And what she didn't realize is you need, if you're going to have a pantry or a cupboard, you need rectangulars and super ovals. Squares and ovals are for boats and RVs and little tiny weird spaces and whatever, and bathrooms. You want in a kitchen, you want rectangles and super ovals, right? But if nobody showed you that, then you end up with those little containers everywhere. And then you have to unload your whole entire cupboard to get to something. And if you have to unload your cupboard to get to something and you can't see it, so I was, or a truck or something, like the ovals and squares. But the problem is when people look at them, they look in a catalog and they go, these ones are cheaper, I'll buy the cheaper ones. And the pictures don't really do them justice. They don't look that much different. And the problem is that it isn't actually it isn't even actually cheaper. If you do how much you get, like it's only like another $1 or $2 more to get like almost half again the container, not quite half again, but at least a third again the container. So actually super ovals and rectangles are much better price point of what you get versus the smaller ones, but that's not what they see and what they understand. So that's why we're in business, right? Because we know how to do a demo, we know how to explain it, we know how to show it. So this girl looks at me at the end of my demo and she goes, oh, I have squares and ovals. That's why I thought I hated them. I need rectangles and super ovals. And I was like, yes. And she had just bought them with no demonstration, no nothing, and just loaded her cupboards up with all these random containers. And that's why she thought she hated them. So reality is, I said, well, the upside is that you can take those squares and ovals that don't belong in your pantry, in your kitchen, and you can put them in your bathroom, and you can organize your cold medicine boxes, your NyQuil, all of the all the things that we have in our bathrooms that I don't know about you, that's our closets, hall closets, that we store all this random stuff that like we want to put a lid on it so the kids don't get into it, but we don't really it doesn't matter so much what specifically the size is. So if you end up with those weird sizes, those are the best way to use those. And then you just need to move forward and put rectangles and super ovals in your cupboards and your pantry. And so it's like, instead of doing a square 4, like she might've had, because it looked like that was a great idea, you go a rec 2. It's the same, it just tilts it sideways, and now you can stack on top of it, and you don't have things in front or behind. So this is the kind of stuff that when somebody explains it to you, it makes so much more sense. You're like, oh, holds the same amount, but uses the space more effectively, right? Rectangles and super ovals don't use space effectively unless you have smaller, squatty spaces, which is not most kitchens. Most kitchens, it's rectangle and super oval. So just interesting things. But that is why I say create conversations with people. So even a negative, if you will, comment, don't spit back at them and tell them to shut their pie hole, right? It's a bad idea, even if you feel like it. Instead, say, oh my gosh, tell me what it is you don't like about the Modular Mates, because you start the conversation. I had like a $300 or $400 sale on Modular Mates when I was done with it with her, even though she walked in telling me I hate those containers. So if I had spit back or even spit back in my mind and ignored her because I decided she was negative Nancy and not actually had a conversation with her, I probably created a loyal customer for life, because I solved her problem and I had a conversation with her. So remember, not everybody responds in the most gracious way. So that, like, her response when I walked in the room is a terrible response. I mean, clearly her mom didn't raise her. Like, that was probably not the best way to just say something when somebody walks in the room. But sometimes we have to be graceful on the other side, right? but yet you can totally help somebody, and you can change, you know, your business and how you solve things. And like, it was a great business move for me to respond that way. Make sure that your next point is make sure that your content has value. Like what you're saying, actually, like, don't just say things for the sake of saying things. I mean, I know that's hard, but like solve a problem, like provide a solution, even if you have to kind of make up the problem, and I don't mean make it up, but like point out the problem, make what you have to say, like make their world better, not just like, here's bowls, you should have them. I mean, they are cool, but maybe, oh my gosh, have you ever thought about, you know, like when you get invited to that housewarming party and you got nothing to do, whatever, here's a great solution for that. And you pull out our set of bowls, right? And you say like, here's these 5 bowls, and you can grab 1 bowl, 2 bowls, you can go down to Trader Joe's and you can get chocolate covered espresso beans for $5 or $6 or whatever it is, fill it full of this, put this bow on it, and now you have a housewarming gift because you had this set of 5 bowls. Now you might want a set of these bowls in your kitchen as well, but sure is nice to keep something like this on hand so that when you get invited to that random housewarming or that whatever or that kid that's graduating or that whatever, here's something that you can have on hand that would not cost you a lot or have massive storage space, but would provide a nice thing to have when you need something in a pinch. Now I sold them the bowls, I demoed the bowls, but I also provided a solution. Do you see how that works? And then last but not least, and I kind of already talked to this, but in my last is, but satisfy the user's needs with what you're providing, not just look at me, 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 right? Instead, maybe figure out what they need. If it is a mom that is working and she's short on time, how can we solve a problem of we're in the kitchen and I know you don't have, I mean, you can be even like, are you a working mom? You shout out to all the working moms. This meal took me 18 minutes from raw meat to on the table. You know, like, do you see how I'm now shout out to all working moms? My head goes, oh, I'm a working mom or whatever. Like if I'm a working mom and I see 17 minutes or 22 minutes from raw meat to healthy meal on the table, I solved their problem, but I also demoed my product. So do you see kind of how you can tweak some of the things that you do to not just sell, not just demo, but also solve problems, provide value. And so this kind of moves me into my next topic, and that is recruiting. By doing this way, you're not only just selling the product, you're also providing more need, more want, more I could do this, I understand this, I might want to sell this product, right? So it actually helps you with recruiting. Heidi's going back in her house right now, which leads me to believe that she's about to show us some noodles. So Heidi, do you want to show us noodles? Hold on, you got to unmute. Yes?
Well, only if we do the...
You walked in, so I thought you were there. So I don't know. We call that the Kirsten fast release method. But you never can tell corporate you did that because it wasn't me. I didn't do it. I do it with a metal spoon because I don't try to melt anything, and that air coming out is freaking hot. But you know, just do it with one of the ones that Luke already melted.
It's not quite. Ooh, there we go.
I also learned, we won't speak of it, if you pop that thing up real fast and move it out of the way, it shoots a lot of air out. How do the noodles look?
Well, it looks pretty good. I don't know if they're done.
We'll take a bite. Tell us. Not right now, it's too hot. Just kidding. You're gonna burn your mouth. I'll feel terrible.
It needs at least 5 more minutes for the noodles.
I wonder if you need to add a little bit of water.
Maybe some water or another jar of the sauce. So I think what I'll probably do is add another jar of sauce because it's really thick. Like it's super thick.
Yeah.
So
or maybe some chicken broth. What if you just did some chicken broth?
It'd be too runny. I don't really want it runny. So I think in my world, you could, but I'm just gonna add another jar of sauce because it's really thick. I mean, it should work. And then we'll just go from there. I think another 5 minutes. So I did it for 15 minutes. I think it needed 20, but it tastes really good. But I'm pretty sure it's this seasoning packet is really kind of to die for. Yeah, now it's more saucy like I would expect it to be. So I'll do it another 5 minutes and that should, I don't know if 5 minutes will be long enough to build up the pressure though.
I feel like you need more water than that. But that's just me. Like it's gonna be too thick. I think just sauce is gonna make it too thick, but that's my, like I would put some chicken broth in there. Like 3/4 cup.
I know, but then I gotta open this and I have nothing.
Don't you have bouillon?
No,
Oh.
I only use this. Okay, you guys. It's pork with chicken stock. It'll be interesting.
I mean, Luke won't know any different.
Luke is gonna know no difference. He's just gonna eat it.
Yep.
Okay, it's a little saucier now. It's a little runnier and saucier.
I think you might even give it just a little bit more because it's going to evaporate, but that's just me.
It doesn't.
Boys will eat anything. All right. Okay. So moving back. Thank you, sweetheart. I'm going to move back to recruiting topic. Okay. So let me just change this to, okay. So back to recruiting. So all of those things help you when you recruit. So let's talk about recruiting and let's talk about, people keep trying to direct message me on this chat. And I'm just going to tell you right now, don't do it. I can't see anything. It's too hard. Okay. So, this isn't the place to talk to me because like the messages go through too fast. I'll never see it. Okay. So, as far as recruiting goes, so doing all the things I just told you, those are really great business building tips, but they're also going to help you as you're recruiting because you're building your brand, you're building your influence, you're building your, how would I say it? Influence isn't the right word. You're building your, there's a word I'm looking for and I cannot think of it. Well, empire, yes, but that isn't what I actually was trying to say. You're building your relevance, but that isn't the right word either. But there's a word anyway. It'll come to me later. You want to be known as the there's a word anyway. Anyway, so let's talk about recruiting. So why do we want to recruit? So you may be new or not new, and you think like why would I want to recruit? Yes, you're building yourself as an expert. You're becoming a brand expert. That is the word I was looking for. You're building your expertise as far as your perception to the world out there, and that will actually help you recruit. So why would I want to recruit? So here's the thing. We're coming into August, and August is a big recruiting push month. So we have a big goal from corporate. I'm going to throw some extras out there probably as we speak in just a second. I happen to have some laptops that I'm going to give away, so stay tuned. But here's why I'm going to, and here's what we're doing with regards to that. And I want you guys to kind of know why, because people will be like, well, she only cares about numbers. Well, if you think I only care about numbers, you have not spent much time in our team, nor have you spent much time paying any attention to me at all, because I don't. I love numbers because they're fun and they give us goals and things to shoot for, but I care about people more than I care about anything on the face of this earth. And when we get a big surge of new people, here's what happens. Consultants step up to managers step up to star managers, right? We find these gems in a big surge and a big pool of brand new people. We find these beautiful gems, and it's like a sifting process, and people come up out of there, and we change lives, we change families. I get to hear the stories of somebody who got to take their family on vacation for the very first time ever, somebody who can finally pay all their bills at once, somebody who nobody's ever told great job. Somebody who like we find all of these people and we get to actually make a difference. So yes, we're recruiting and yes, we're hitting numbers and yes, we're having fun and yes, we're building a business. But at the core of it, it's one more chance to get it right. Every new person that joins our team, even if it's just as a discount, because like, let's just stop for a second and poll. How many people join just for a discount and are running a business right now? Say me in the chat, because it'll just blow up here in 1 second, right? Here's the thing. This is why we recruit everybody right here. Do you see the me's in the chat right now? Because it's not stop. Me, 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 me. I'm making my point very clearly. This is why we join. This is why we recruit everybody, even if they don't want to sell, even if they're adamant that they don't want to sell. You know why? Because aren't you glad somebody invited you? And look at the difference that we're making just by recruiting everybody, right? If they say they're even somewhat interested in any form of it, let's give them a chance, okay? With regards to recruiting, I'm going to tell you our goal. I'll post about this too, but I'm going to tell you what it is. Our goal from corporate in week 1 of August is ginormous. You know why? Because we've done big things in week 1 of August before. So now they're going to give us a big goal to beat our big goal, right? We get recognition from corporate when we hit this goal at Jubilee, in person and I believe virtually. So I want the recognition for everybody of hitting the goal, but more important than that, I want the business surge. And that is, by business surge, I mean, so like, if you're a consultant, I want you to step up to manager. That's a business surge. If you are an executive manager, I want you to step up to director. That's a surge. So when Rock On surges, all these little baby surges happen within the surge. It's like a powerful tsunami. I want that. I want the tsunami of awesome. I want the perfect storm of awesome for us. And so going for this number just gives us a goal so that we hit the perfect storm of awesome. So I want you to understand why we have big goals and why we shoot for them and why I pick something fun and throw at it like, oh, a laptop. So our week 1 goal from corporate is 2,269 people. 2,269 people. Now, if you take that divided by our directors, I think we have roughly about 150 directors right now. I don't remember off the top of my head, but we'll just say that that's what it is. Let's take that and we'll divide it by 150. It's really about 16 new people per director team. That is absolutely 100% doable, because I promise you there's more than 16 people per director team that could find one new person, right? Each one, reach one. So I know that 2,269 number from corporate seems huge, but when you break it down in bite-sized pieces, it's really not. Every single person goes and gets one new person. Let's go change one new life. Even if they just think they're shopping for a discount. And by think, I mean, I always say, oh, that's okay. Just be careful. Cause we, I'm laughing because I just saw Emily's comment to Megan, hilarious. Each one reach one, because we're changing a life. We're finding a new family. We're making a difference somewhere. I don't know what that difference is. I haven't heard that story yet, but I can't wait to hear that story because it's going to be exciting and I'm going to love it. I'm going to love every minute of it. So yes, so I'm going to give you some words, but they'll be part of a challenge that's coming up soon. So hang tough on the words. But I'm going to give you, let me grab the words for you. But here is some words that you can go through. You can start at A, right? And you can start messaging A through Z in your message book. You can go back to past hosts. You can go, any form of this, but these words super, super, super work. Okay, so let me grab them for you and I'll put them in the chat so that you have them. But here is the words to go back to if you're going to work on recruiting. What I found with most people is most people over information the world. It's way too much. So when you try to recruit somebody and you give, you always start with, hey, quick question. So don't say anything more than that to somebody, just, hey, quick question. Here's why. People will respond to that. They usually say, sure, what, right? Because they don't know what you're going to say. If you say, hey, quick question, blah, and all this stuff, and they don't know what they want to say to the next part of your, they just don't respond at all because they've decided that that's socially acceptable, which it's not, but that's beside the point. So they don't respond at all. So start with, hey, quick question, wait for them to respond. When they respond, I am recording to whoever it is that's asking me if I need to be recording. I am. When they respond, then you say this set of words. And here is the set of words I'm going to give you, right? Real quick. I need one more person to sign up right now to join my team for just $15, and I'll run a quick party for you for bonus goodies. Any chance I could twist your arm to help me and be my person? They're going to get bonus goodies from corporate. You don't need to provide the bonus goodies. You don't need to be offering that you'll send all these gifts or whatever. They're going to get all kinds of gifts. So what's in it for them right now? Let me share my screen and show you, hold on, what is actually in it for them right now. Let's see. Share my screen so you can see it. And I will send you these slides just so you can see it, but what is in it for them right now is they're going to get the 4-piece metal whisk, mixing spoon, and ladle and whisk worth $60 for 10 when they submit $40, right? If you can get them to 500, they're going to get that lasagna pan with cover. I mean, you start talking about that and they're going to want it so bad. If they submit 500 in August, they're also going to get the 2 crystal wave rounds, like all of that they could get with, if they choose the starter kit, that's $40. For $80, they could get that whole page, $347 worth of stuff. But right now, because it's that first week, they also can get the supersonic chopper for $15, which is fantastic. So there's just a lot that's going on right now. I'm going to turn this off. Hold on, stop sharing. I will share these slides with you so that you have them. But there's just a lot of extra that's going on around that will help you when you're talking to people for building your business, for recruiting. But for me, just for kicks and giggles, right? I have 2 laptops in the garage, and I'm going to, I don't know what Lacey's saying, but she's making fun of my tabs. Don't speak of my tabs. Right now, I have 2 laptops, and I'm going to, just for kicks and giggles, I'm going to give away 1 laptop when we hit half the goal, and the second laptop when we hit the actual goal. Who's going to get the laptops? The recruiters. So if you put in a new recruit into the system, you're going to immediately be in the drawing. Okay. So $22.69 is our goal. So half of that is at $11.35. So at $11.35, I will do the first drawing for 1 laptop. And then the second laptop will be when we actually hit our goal. So those are just fun extras that I'm going to do. I've got some other fun stuff that I'm going to do, some drawings and stuff. You're going to see, yes, 1 entry per recruit. So every new recruit that you put in the system is getting you another entry in for this laptop. I have both the laptops here. So when does the challenge start? It actually started already. It is any new recruits that have gone in this week. So all the recruits that are in there are already in there. And then in addition to that, any new recruits that you put in. So, oh yeah, if they didn't see the message, you could do Barbara's version, which is a smiley face. I just do 2 question marks, probably a little more aggressive, but they usually answer. So like you decide, how you want to do it. Now, here's the thing. If they say, here's what I want to make sure you know too. If they say no to this message, like, oh no, thank you, then what you say back to it is, this challenge ends on Wednesday at midnight Eastern time. You say back to them, oh, that's okay. Any chance you could help me in the second challenge I'm trying to compete? I need 1 new party to be held, or 1 new party. Let's see, I'm giving you too many words. Any chance you could say, that's okay. Any chance you could help me with the second thing I'm working on? I need 1 more person to book a party to be held and submitted immediately. Can I get you for that? Something like that. So if you go into the second, if they say no, they're not going to do a party, then you say, that's okay. I'm running a mystery hostess party. Did you want to be added to that? Or can I show you the things that are on special right now? So start at the top of the mountain with recruiting, move to party, then move to try to get an order. Okay. It's called climbing the mountain, right? what I'd really love to see is as many new recruits to join our team as possible. So I love that so those that are talking and say they've already got new recruits from this. I shared this wording in the manager meeting this last week. So or some of you have already been working on it and it's working well. But I would love for us to take that. Right now we have extra, right? And then I would really, if you're brand new or if you get a brand new recruit, then just say like, hey, there's this if you want to double dip, because they get all the bonuses for recruiting, right? If you want to double dip, do you know someone that might be interested in grabbing this as well? If you can get one new person to join your team, they can get all of this stuff and you can get it all as well. Cause there's a whole slew of recruiting bonuses that go into this, right? So not only do you sign them up, but then who do you know, right? Grab one new person. I think Heidi wants to show us her sauce. So let's let Heidi show us her sauce real quick. That sounded funny. Show us your sauce.
It's perfect. So I did it for 10 more minutes. Well, I actually set the timer for 15 minutes and I took it out with 4 minutes and 30 seconds left because I couldn't wait and I was scared of it getting mushy. But I think if you use spaghetti noodles, you would use a lot less time. I think it's just because these noodles are so much more dense. But I tasted it. It's delicious. It's perfect. It's going to go in my Clearly Elegant bowl here. Yes, I'm putting it in hot. I'm probably not supposed to. I should let it cool first.
But is he gonna warm it up?
Yeah, he won't warm it up in this bowl.
Gotcha. It's really pretty. It looks nice.
It's so yummy, you guys. Like, if you want to know what the seasoning packet was, you could use just any spaghetti sauce seasoning. Stephanie Meester swears by this one, and it was my first time trying it, and it is pretty freaking amazing. She's really picky, so if she likes it, you know it's probably good. Perfect. All right, this is gonna go in the fridge. When Luke's hungry for dinner, he can pour himself a bowl or scoop him out a bowl and heat it up. And so, I don't know, it took me 4 minutes to do the sausage. And then I would say, what did we do? 15, so 25 minutes to do the sauce with the pasta. So within 30 minutes, without heating up your house, you can have this for dinner as well.
And it has, I think the fact that it has meat in it too, like it's not just pasta, like it's pasta with cooked meat. And I think that's the key, right?
And I only used 1/3 pound of Italian sausage, and I think 1/3 pound was just perfect. So 3 cans of sauce, some chicken broth. I didn't cook the raw meat with everything, and people say you can do that because I wanted to drain off the fat because it's Italian sausage. If you used a really lean meat, like if you use ground chicken or ground turkey, there would be no need for you to do what I did in advance. But I wanted the fat drained off. I have seen so many recipes where you just throw the raw meat in with everything and it grosses me out. So that's just me. But
I'm kind of the same. I want it to be leaner than that. That's a lot of grease for no reason.
But literally, you guys, I put 1/3 pound in here in 4 minutes. It was all the way cooked. I just chopped it up and then added the rest of my ingredients. It's not like it took an extra step or an extra pan, you know? And then this is just going to go in the dishwasher and I'm all done.
So I think like if Heidi was doing this as a demo, like on her wall, it's like, hey moms that are, hey hardworking moms that are trying to eat healthy, look at what I just made. You know, look at how you can have from raw meat to on the counter in 30 minutes healthy pasta, you know, whatever, with meat in it or whatever. I mean, however she wants to say it, but the point is that that's attractive to hardworking moms that it's hot and they just don't have 2 hours to spend in the kitchen at night, and they don't want to, and they don't want to clean up the mess afterwards. And look she has almost no mess. So I think that's huge.
This and then this bowl.
Right? I mean, that's huge.
I think somebody asked in the comments, do they stain? They have never stained. The other thing that people ask me is, do they scratch? If you put them in the dishwasher, they will scratch over time, but I'm going to tell you, if it's in my house, it's probably going in the dishwasher. So yeah, there's that. And mine are fine.
I have the same. They're not like maybe as crystal clean as beautiful as they. I can't care. Like honest.
But I mean, just a second. These are my everyday cups. They go through the dishwasher all the time. They're perfectly fine. These are all we use. We don't use any other. We just use these the Clearly Elegant tumblers. They're never going to be hand washed. Are you kidding me?
Right.
But
Because
I
a
think
busy
even-
mom doesn't want to hand wash.
No. The key, I think, with the pressure cooker that everybody needs to keep in mind is you guys saw I had 25 minutes notice, and I do use mine a lot, but you can just try things. And I think in order to be really successful at this business, the one thing that I have found is that you need to use the products. You need to try the products, you need to get familiar with them, and you need to make mistakes. Like I wasn't afraid in front of you guys that this was going to be a mistake. Would I go live on my wall the first time trying this out? Probably not. I would try it, and then if it worked out. So now that it works, now I know, oh, this is a great thing I can go live on my wall and do. It's long because it's going to be 30 minutes. So that's a long time to go live on your wall. Unless you are demoing a bunch of other products. If you're doing a home party, this would be great for a home party because you could, while it's cooking, you can go demo other things. If I were to be one of those people that would cook at a home party, that could happen. I happen to not be a person that cooks at home parties, but if I was, this would be a great thing to do.
I think it's great. Thank you for sharing, guys. This is in the August sales flyer, and this is a great tool to use to show everybody why they might need a pressure cooker, right? Like it's a great sale item. If the sale price is too much, then let's sell it to them for half price, right? Like they can have a party or get it for free or half price. So the reality is it's one of our, we have premium products, right? So we have the MicroPro Grill, we have the pressure cooker, we have big sets of modulars, big sets of whatever, but premium products a lot of times require a demo. Somebody's not typically going to just see it on a flyer and be like, I think I'll buy that and spend $129 or whatever it is, because it just seems like a lot. You have to kind of do something like this and show it and show why they want it. Attraction marketing, right? Like Heidi could take a picture of what she's got right now and say like from raw meat to on the counter pasta with meat sauce that's homemade and totally delicious. And she could take a picture of the pasta, the pressure cooker, the spatula and the bowl and be like, and that's the only dirty dishes I get to throw in the dishwasher, you know, working moms, I've got something for you. She could just post a picture like that and that would be great marketing, right? Just because like if I'm a working mom and I see that and I think, that is like no dishes, I love that so much, right? So pre all my Tupperware stuff, I was a working mom that worked at Microsoft, and the reality is something like that would have totally spoken to me, because by the time I got done commuting and got home at night, a lot of times it was 6:30 or 7 o'clock at night. I was not trying to spend 2 hours in the kitchen cooking. I was trying to get whatever I could get as healthy as I could get as fast as possible. The other nice thing about a pressure cooker is that you can have stuff in the pressure cooker ready to go. So you could have had that sitting there and you could have called whoever, if somebody was going to beat you home and say, put that in the microwave now. And then when you got home, it'd be ready to go. So there's things like that too. So just note to self, these are some amazing premium products that we have that you can use. Also a great reason to join our team, because maybe 129 is too much, but they don't have time for a party right now. Maybe they might want to join our team and get it at a wholesale price, and then whoopsie what maybe they like selling, and whoopsie, you know, here we go. So that leads me to our next topic.